In 2020, the British High Speed 2 is planned to be constructed, and China is one of its qualified partners. Once the cooperation with the UK is reached, it will bring China £56 billion of high-speed rail orders. However, in 2021, the British side suddenly announced that a Japanese company would be responsible for the project. How is this going? Is China's high-speed rail technology inferior to Japan's? In fact, China has made a lot of efforts to win this order. China's state railway company said it could build the line in just 5 years and at a much lower cost, according to a letter seen by Building magazine. The CRCC letter, also been seen by the Financial Times, states, "We are certain that we can offer a cost that is significantly lower than the projections we have seen. The advantages are, in our opinion, too great to dismiss on the basis that there are obstacles to overcome. You will find that the Chinese way is to seek solutions, not linger on obstacles and difficulties." However, on December 9, 2021, a joint venture between Hitachi Limited and Alstom SA of France has won a £1.97 billion, about 300 billion yen, contract to supply next-generation high-speed trains for Britain's High Speed 2 (HS2) railway line project. The companies announced that the venture will design, build and maintain 54 trains for the HS2 project, which will initially link London and England's Midlands region. They will deliver Europe's fastest operational train, capable of operating at maximum speeds of 360 km per hour, according to the Alstom website. So, as for China, which has such a sincere attitude and a world-leading high-speed rail technology, why did the UK reject it? Okay, in today's video, let's dive deep into this issue. Why did Britain choose Japan over China? In my opinion, any move to give China a further role in the UK's infrastructure would almost certainly prove controversial, after Mr. Johnson reportedly incurred the wrath of US President Donald Trump at that time, as well as upsetting many Tory MPs with his decision to allow tech giant Huawei to supply equipment for the 5G mobile network. However, British officials are said to be skeptical that it could operate in the same way in a democracy with property rights, protected landscapes and powerful lobbying groups. Yes, an offer by an experienced railway builder to solve all of HS2's issues might sound tempting, but whether it is likely to be taken up is another question. Mr. Tugendhat, who is chairman of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee, said the UK was in dire need of a strategy around its relationship with China. He said, "Have we decided to take back control from Brussels only to hand it over to Beijing?" He added that projects in China are often completed quickly because they don't worry about such minor matters as planning consent or workers' rights. Besides, Mr. Tugendhat is also skeptical of Mr. Johnson's decision to let Huawei into the UK's 5G network, describing the Chinese tech giant's presence in the network as akin to letting a fox in the henhouse. Okay, we already know what happened next. The high-speed railway will link London to Birmingham in Phase 1 of the project, and then to Manchester in Phase 2. Phase 1 is expected to be completed between 2029 and 2033. According to Hitachi, the newly designed trains will be able to run on conventional lines all the way to northern Scotland. Hitachi and Alstom received the order for Phase 1, which involves the manufacture of 54 8-car, 200-meter-long high-speed trains. The contract also includes a 12-year maintenance deal. In fact, this is not the first time China and Japan have competed in the high-speed rail market. In addition, this is the first time that China has lost to Japan. In 2015, Japan spent 83.1 billion yuan to grab India's first high-speed rail project Mumbai-Ahmedabad from China. Construction began in 2017 and was planned to be delivered in 2022. However, only 10 kilometers have been built so far, and the total project construction budget cost has increased by 65.4 billion yuan to 148.5 billion yuan. At the same time, the delivery time will be delayed until at least 2028. In stark contrast, Indonesia's Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway. At the beginning, both China and Japan participated in the bidding for this project. On September 2, 2015, China defeated Japan and won it. As of August 4, 2022, all the tunnels and culverts of the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed rail line have been completed, and the completion of civil works exceeds 91%. On August 5, 2022, the high-speed train sets rolled off the production line at China's Qingdao base and are expected to be ready for operation in June 2023. Japan's construction of India's high-speed rail repeatedly hit obstacles, while China's construction of Indonesia's high-speed rail is smooth sailing. How crazy Japan was in order to grab orders, how depressing it is now. In addition, the Indonesian government will present the construction results of the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed rail to the world at the G20 summit. In such a world-class international conference, Indonesia's presentation is undoubtedly a global publicity for China's high-speed rail technology. It can also be seen from this that Indonesia is satisfied with the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed rail. Fortunately, Indonesia chose China at first. So why did Indonesia choose China instead of Japan? Okay, please continue watching. In fact, it is still not easy for China to win the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed rail, and the biggest challenger is also Japan. However, after several rounds of bidding negotiations, in 2015, the Chinese company offered Indonesia a condition it could not refuse. The first is that the price is cheaper than Japan. Japan's bid price is about $50 million km, which can provide all the mortgage loans for Indonesia. The annual interest rate is as low as 1%, and the construction period is 8 years. China's bid price is more than $30 million km, providing 75% of the unsecured loan, the annual interest rate of 2%, the total construction period of 3 years. China is bidding lower because the cost is lower. China has the world's largest high-speed rail network and the world's largest supporting enterprises. On the basis of scale, the construction cost of China's high-speed rail is much lower than that of Japan. After the full-scale construction started in June 2018, the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway was also affected by the COVID-19, and the construction period was delayed. But it was completed on October 16, 2022. And the overall progress still far exceeded the Japanese bidding plan. The second is to jointly build roads. The ownership of the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway is not entirely owned by Indonesia, but is jointly funded and held by China and Indonesia. Indonesia will invest 60% and China will invest 40%, sharing the rights and interests of this railway. The third is to export a full set of technologies to help Indonesia realize the localization of high-speed rail manufacturing. Now, let's take a look at Japan's high-speed rail project in India. The railway connecting Mumbai and Ahmedabad is 508 kilometers long. Since construction started 5 years ago, only about 10 kilometers have been constructed. Japan has signed an additional loan of about 4.92 billion yuan with India. Japanese netizens are also strongly opposed to this. This railway has become a sore point for both sides, an unfilled pit. An executive of a Japanese international company said in an interview, in order to compete with China, Japan deliberately lowered the price and won the project. Now the opening time has been postponed from 2023 to 2028. The people of India don't know when they will be able to get on the high-speed train, and Japan doesn't know how much money they have to fill in. Well, thanks for listening. See you next time.